KFDM's Joy Addison reports she's also helping others stay healthy during the pandemic.
One Port Arthur woman has decided to give social distancing orders a positive spin, decorating masks with colors, designs, or even a favorite sports team.
We're already in somewhat of a dismal situation, so I thought putting color on it would kind of brighten up a little.
I think I would like the purple one.
Dennis says her motivation comes from her roots and how she grew up.
I grew up in an era where when someone was having problems paying their bills, the community, the neighborhood would come together and help.
So far, Dennis has given away more than 250 masks for free. She says the masks are available to anyone that calls or reaches out to her via Facebook. She's even mailed a few.
I revealed it to some of my friends on Facebook, and it took off. And what they're doing is some come in and just give me donations.
Dennis says her contribution is just a small one that she says is part of a much greater plan to help lessen the threat of COVID-19 in her community.
Can you just imagine that if everyone in Port Arthur, Beaumont, surrounding areas were to wear masks? Can you just imagine that how we can keep each other healthy? So that's what got me started. And I'm hoping that there's others out there that can find things to do that can help as well.
One woman taking steps to help end a global pandemic.
Thank you so much.
The chance to have social distancing or a stay-at-home order.
Chris Tapout says his younger brother Brian was the first person to contract and die from COVID-19 in Shiawassee County.
It was a roller coaster, ups and downs.
He says the 33-year-old first started showing symptoms in March. After a day at Memorial Hospital in Owasso, he says his brother was airlifted to U of M Ann Arbor, where he'd spend his final days.
I lost my best friend and my brother. My nieces lost their dad. But everybody kind of lost somebody that they can count on to be there to help them.
Tapout says his brother was the sole provider for his family. Following his death, a GoFundMe was set up to support his wife and two young daughters. So far, over $20,000 has been donated.
The community's been very, very, very giving. A lot of those funds came from mostly right here in Shiawassee County.
While his brother lost his fight to COVID-19, Tapout says he's thankful for the hospital heroes who worked to try to save his life.
I really want to give credit to those first responders, those doctors and nurses at Memorial as well as at U of M Hospital. They did awesome.
Tapout says other than a mild case of asthma, his brother Brian was very strong and was a true outdoorsman. His brother's life cut short. Tapout sends this message to anyone watching.
It can happen to any of us. Just, be careful, follow the governor's orders, and take every precaution that you can and protect your families.
Tapout says on Friday, there will be a birthday parade filled with first responders to celebrate Brian's daughter who turned 7. Just another testament to how tight-knit this community is. A GoFundMe account has also been set up to support Brian's daughters. You can find that link on our website.
Message, hold on to faith. A message needed now more than ever, and this faith is feeding thousands of healthcare workers.
I've got these yard signs printed out. Hold on to faith. And I've got a 2-piece chicken dinner right here. And what I'm willing to do is if you donate $12, a 2-piece chicken dinner can feed somebody on the front lines.
It's a Facebook video that went viral.
Just put it out there in the world thinking, we might raise a few $100s, be able to maybe serve 100 meals. And here we stand 3 weeks later, we're on the verge of serving 3,000 meals to 4 different hospitals.
Brandon Pratt owns 7 Pizza Ranch locations, and like many business owners, he's struggling. But this kind gesture is helping him through a tough time.
There's a lot of people out there, the essential workers that are still working, and for us to be able to take care of them on the front lines and just say thank you on behalf of Pizza Ranch is something that's given me purpose and made me feel good.
And on Wednesday, another 100 healthcare workers got their special delivery.
The support that we are giving our team members who are working on the front lines have been so generous, and they are so grateful for everything that we've received.
And this initiative has no expiration date.
We are better together. Make good things happen. Pizza Ranch for the win. We'll be back after this coronavirus, bigger and better than ever. God bless. From the Pratt family, we love you guys. Stay.
Rather than what is being missed out on. She also says for seniors to focus on the idea that the pandemic does not define their purpose and to keep looking towards their bright futures. Reporting live in Macon, Erin Wise, WGXA News.
That's some great advice, Erin.
That people with underlying health conditions have a tougher time battling COVID-19.
Yeah, now there's a new study that's showing us just how much tougher the fight can be for patients who are already battling cancer. ABC 7's Kelly Lynn has the story.
It's been nearly 3 months since Nicole Kober found out she had cancer in her left breast.
Cancer in 3 areas: breast, lymph node, chest muscle. All of it was removed.
The mother, wife, and small business consultant says being a cancer patient during the coronavirus pandemic has been challenging.
We have had family members that have died in the last few weeks, and so the emotional toll is something that I think COVID and its legacy has done.
A new study is shedding light on how cancer patients who develop COVID-19 fare. The research published in Cancer Discovery involved 105 cancer patients and 536 non-cancer patients. All of them had COVID-19. The study found those with cancer had a near 3 times higher death rate.
There were more deaths, there were more serious illnesses, and in some situations, depending on the diagnosis, they had a high mortality.
According to the research, age, the type of cancer, stage, and treatment increased risk. Patients with blood cancers had worse outcomes than those with other cancers.
Can you elaborate on that?
The immune system in those illnesses and those particular cancers are worse than they are in some other cancers.
But look, there's bazooka.
For cancer patients like Lisa Paul, the study is another reminder of the importance of taking the necessary precautions during the coronavirus outbreak.
And you go out shopping or whatever, you come in, you go right up to the laundry room, drop your clothes, jump in the shower, and then come back. We're trying to be extremely careful
to keep coronavirus at bay in the fight against cancer. In Arlington, Kelly Lynn, ABC 7 News.
And Dr. Lichtenfeld says that the study also found patients taking immunotherapy fared worse than cancer patients who received other treatments. He says while the research does offer valuable information, larger studies do need to be done.
A few weeks ago, senior class officers at Cranston East High School had an idea. Since prom didn't seem promising, they decided to repurpose some money going toward the big dance and instead use it to say thank you to essential employees.
We decided to pay it forward and put that money towards something that was actually going to make a lasting impact.
Dozens at the Scandinavian nursing home enjoyed a meal courtesy of the class of 2020. Class officers then created a flyer asking others to do the same. The president of Cranston East's class of 1980 ended up seeing it.
When I saw that, at first I was so touched and moved by the fact that these kids, under these times that we're facing, thought about doing something for the good of the public.
After a call to other classmates,
hands down, everybody agreed.
Class officers of the class of 1980, who should be celebrating their 40th class reunion, decided to use some of their funds to give back too, feeding more than 100 people at the Cedars nursing home.
So today we are meeting the challenge that came from the class of 2020.
This is like life-changing to us. We never thought this was going to actually reach something big. We were just doing it to be kind.
Current class president Genesis Aldana says the Thunderbolts Paying It Forward movement is making a lot of good noise in the community.
Maybe we didn't get the ideal prom that we wanted, but we're going to leave that legacy that we made a difference.
When life gives you lemons, you make lemonade, and they certainly did. And I think their parents, I think the school community should be extremely proud of these kids.
To the Cranston East High School class of 1978 and 1979, you're up. In Cranston, Sam Reed, NBC 10 News.